the topic for the panel discussion, ladies and gentlemen, this one is about real estate sales and marketing paradigm shifts. I'll repeat the topic for you all once again. This is about real estate sales and marketing paradigm shifts. When the chairs are up getting ready, in the meantime, I'll also be introducing our honorable moderator and respected speakers in alphabetical order. And a quick request, after all the introductions are done, I'll request all of you, the moderator and the speakers, to come together on stage when all the introductions are done. So for this panel discussion, we have with us Samir Arora, immediate past President-NAR-India, Chairman CREA, CEO and founder HUDS Global. Samir ji is the past President of NAR-India and President and Chairman of CREA, Confederation of Real Estate Associates, a veteran with more than 3 decades of varied industry experience, a learner, coach and trainer. Samir ji has carved his niche name for himself in wealth creation for clients via various asset classes in real estate for both Indian and international markets. Please give him a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, sir. Bahut shukriya. I'll request you to kindly please take your seat. Thank you. I'll now be introducing our speakers in alphabetical order, and after all the speakers are introduced, we have 6 speakers. I'll request all the 6 speakers to come together on stage. We have with us today the esteemed presence of Dhruba Ghosh, EVP and Head Marketing, Provident Housing Limited and Purva Land, a seasoned marketing professional with nearly 24 years of experience across banking, NBFC, insurance and real estate sectors. Expert in both traditional and digital marketing, brand management, corporate communications, including internal, external and media relations. He demonstrates exceptional skills in agency and vendor management with a strong focus on crafting impactful brand strategies, positioning and integrated marketing campaigns. We also have with us today Kranti V. Alladi, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, Concord. Kranti ji has over 15 years of experience in driving brand success and business growth. He joined Concord in the year 2014 and has been pivotal to its growth. He expertly balances 2 roles, crafting compelling brand narratives through marketing while driving sales to deliver measurable results. His dual expertise ensures that Concord's brand resonates with its audience and translates into sustained success. We also have with us today Rajagopal ji, Director and Group CEO, Serene Communities by Columbia Pacific. Rajagopal ji is the co-founder of and CEO of Kites Senior Care, a single specialty brand in geriatric care founded in Bangalore, I beg your pardon, South India in the year 2016. His success stories include building, scaling brands, taking companies through strategic M&A deals, PE fundraising, setting up businesses, startup, bootstrap, including scaling them as well. We also have with us today Rohan Shah, who's the co-founder of Realatte. Rohan Shah, the co-founder of Realatte, is a pioneer in real estate digital marketing, which has 100+ pan-India clients, including some of the top listed developers. Having early roots in India's digital journey and 10+ years of multiple entrepreneur roles in the domestic and international market, in the year 2017, he founded Realatte, where he continues to lead using his in-depth digital knowledge and business acumen, of course. We also have with us today Smitha, Bollamma, Director Sales and Marketing, Vajram Group, with over 15 years of distinguished expertise in real estate, technology and services. Smitha ji is a visionary leader renowned for her innovation, resilience and strategic acumen. Her career spans sales, marketing, product development, operations, system building, channel partner management, and CRM, where she has consistently driven profitable revenue growth, business expansion, and operational excellence as well. And we also have with us today, ladies and gentlemen, Shruti Kaushik Agrawal, Assistant Vice President Marketing, TATA Realty and Infrastructure Limited. Shruti ji is an award-winning marketing leader. Her career path across prominent organizations like Coffee Day and RMZ Corp is a testament to her versatility in understanding public relations, integrated marketing communications, and strategic thinking. This has given her the ability to force the industry trends and capitalize on opportunities before they even arise. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for all our speakers over here as I invite them together on stage. Jitne bhi log hai Bangalore mein, ye room mein, please everybody make some noise. Zor se bajaiye taali. People over there at the back, we want some more involvement. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sure you all will add tremendous value to this panel. Thank you so much. So without wasting any further time, I quickly hand it over to you, sir, and to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That was a lovely introduction. I also learned today that whenever you start a panel, the MC takes the maximum time. Am I right? Great. So that was just to lighten the moment because I've been watching for the last 2-3 hours. It's been the most cheerful and energetic crowd. I think my son could clap louder than all of you put together. So can we change that right now and can we hear some thunderous applause? Yeah, thank you. So real estate is definitely one of our favorite subjects, and that's why we are all here. Sales and marketing is a favorite subject for most of us. I have only 3 favorite subjects: real estate, sales and marketing, and the spouse. And 2 of them we are talking a paradigm shift because the third one can never shift, right? So we will get talking on the real estate, sales and marketing. I think great introductions have been done for all our esteemed panelists who are not just leaders but innovators in the industry. And I'm sure there would be enough for us to learn. But one thing to set up a base, instead of just talking about a paradigm shift, actually before the pandemic, if anyone spoke of a paradigm shift in real estate, I was like, what do you really mean by a paradigm shift? But trust me, don't ever underestimate your power, whether you are at a residence or selling a residence, at an office or selling an office, or any part of real estate, to change the community, to change the country, and to bring a change in the world. And that truly is a paradigm shift coming by. It's not about what just we build and what we sell, but how we communicate, how we set up the standards, and how we build a legacy. So I think I'm going to straightforward, with that introduction, move to some of the questions. Dhruba, I'm going to start with you. So Dhruba, as you all know, is the EVP and head marketing at Provident Housing and Purva Land. Dhruba, what are the most significant changes that you have observed in the real estate sales and marketing over the past few years, particularly post-pandemic?
Thank you so much, Samir. Thank you so much, Tripti, Sapna, the Reality Plus, for inviting me on the panel. I think it's a fantastic panel. Welcome each one of you. And I think the topic is extremely dear to me, as well as I'm sure most of us sitting here, because I think that's what moves the real estate market as well. I think the major differences that we have seen in the sales and marketing in the real estate comes from the consumers' changing behavior itself. I think let's put that up at the first and the biggest change that that we have all been noticing, and that is the complete shift in terms of how consumers today are moving from a small or moderate sized apartments to a much larger sized apartment. People are really stretching, but today, whoever you talk to, the entire move which was pre-pandemic was that we were all building more of 2 BHKs. The mix has started moving greatly towards 3 BHK. And it's earlier, if it was 60-40, now it's 40-60 kind of a thing. And if you look at any of the markets which have done very well, from Bangalore, Pune, which has been leading in terms of Hyderabad. Hyderabad is crazy in terms of sizes that it has grown in terms of the apartments. But Mumbai, Pune, which is far more stable and has seen stable growth throughout, I think one of the biggest thing is the consumer changing into buying into the bigger sized apartments, and hence we've all moved our strategies also accordingly. And hence, what also brings in the factor post-pandemic is also the way that we used to sell, or the way we used to approach the customer. The customers are far more interested, or are also inclined towards having a digital or a virtual meets or virtually or any kind of tools that was a few years back something where people may get intimidated with. Today, people really are looking at that and seeing value in terms of how they can actually take an entire virtual tour before even taking a decision into buying habits. And hence, if you look at how we have moved in terms of our customer experiences at our sites, which is the first place or the first mile experience that we call it, has completely changed into a digital space altogether right from when the consumers come in. I think these are the two greater things that we have seen, plus anything that we are seeing from the digital practices that are happening in terms of how people adapted more and what we were spending earlier is further shifting more towards digital in terms of how consumers are consuming any kind of media. If you look at from a marketing perspective, it's amazing the kind of the kind of views that people get on any kind of videos that are played. And entire video marketing has changed the complete paradigm in terms of how marketing. If any of your campaigns are not supported with a video campaign, I think it's something which is really short of doing justice to the campaign. So I think some of these things are, and there are many more that I can line up, but in the interest of time, I think these are the critical things that I've seen on the top of line. Thank you.
Fabulous. That's a tremendous insight. And the consumer and digital change is one of the biggest ones. Of course, you've set the tempo for digital. So my next question will go to Rohan Shah from Realatte. Obviously, you command the digital space, but I need to tell you this story. I'm sort of forced to. Just a few days back, my wife was posting something digitally in a family wedding that she attended, and there was a haldi ceremony there. And I don't know why I ended up saying that haldi, marriage is probably the only injury where you apply haldi before the injury itself. I don't know if that was right digitally, but that was for a lighter moment. So Rohan, how has the digital transformation reshaped the strategies in real estate marketing and sales? And along with that, you need to share some examples of digital tools that have become indispensable.
Firstly, thanks for the opportunity to have me in the panel. So the digital space is evolving year over year. First, what used to happen is that we used to get leads. The leads used to be converted by pre-sales into visits. Now the space of real estate has become quite dominant by channel partners, due to which you'll probably spend on digital, but you'll probably get a visit or a booking via which will come by the channel partner. So what's happening is that we need digital tools to ensure that leads coming in through digital are nurtured and a site visit happens via the from the primary source, which is the it's a Google campaign or a Facebook campaign. So what happens is that we have a digital tool called Tripti in-house. So what we do is lead scoring, which means that probably you have about 30 to 40% leads which are not connected generally in when you do any kind of digital marketing. So this is mainly due to people being busy, or these guys being reached out by multiple people. It could be channel partner, it could be some it could be for some for some different project, etc. So what this tool does is that they'll send out WhatsApp blast, email. There'll be email marketing, WhatsApp blast. There'll be some kind of some kind of ads, and as soon as there's some kind of engagement, that's when the pre-sales will get a nudge, and then they'll call the customer, and those not connected or those junk leads will convert into visits or into bookings. So this is something where in the digital space, pre-sales needs to be optimized, and the main transformation is going to be happening in this journey wherein from a lead to site visit, this journey of lead nurturing needs to be transformed via different digital channels.
Wonderful. That was sharp. Thank you. I think I'll come back to you, Shruti ji, next. But first, let me ask Smitha ji your question. You all know Smitha ji is the Director Sales and Marketing for Vajram Group. And I'm going to ask you a very different question on, it's still on technology orientation. So how are the data analytics and artificial intelligence, AI? By the way, a couple of you are really tech-savvy people. I must remind you of my college days. A lot of people think that realtors in this world are not well educated. I did double PhD in Java in college. Back home in North, we used to call it Mar Java and Mid Java. But coming back to your question, the data analytics and artificial intelligence playing a role in understanding customer behavior and enhancing lead generation and conversion rates in real estate. What kind of a role is it playing, and how are you using it?
That's a wonderful question, but then I think I still need to digest the fact of Mar-Java and Mid-Java, because I also come from a computer science background, and I didn't understand how Java was placed so well. And if I have to say, data analysis has always been there in real estate. I think everybody sitting here, we all understand that we used to use Excel sheet. We used to look at Excels, and we used to do our mapping. We used to understand the whole cycle. But then once AI came in, which we all just heard the last session of a presentation which spoke about AI, yes, the implementation of the complete consumer behavior. You actually today, you can look at the analysis at your fingertips, that you can understand whether it was a website click, was it from your Facebook, was it from, like they've said, it's video. Videos are everywhere. So which video of which content got that click or that thing? Other than that, not only your consumer behavior, what it is helping us is that we've now looked at lead conversions being way, way better. We used to have, initially we used to say 10%. Today we have also seen the lead conversions to be up to 30 to 40% because of these AI tools coming in and giving you the right inputs at the right time. So there are humans sitting behind and analyzing this day in and day out. And this helps the complete pre-sales process as a whole to get the best of your leads to site. And what is this end of it, real estate, is conversion. When you look at the conversion, yes, this is about 30% what we have seen. All this put together is played a major role, I would say, AI. Giving you the fingertip data at the right time. Not only does this give you a consumer behavior or a customer behavior or your lead scoring, your lead funneling, all these steps, end result is conversion. Before all this, what I would also want to get into light is your product pricing. Today, AI has also come in. There are so many tools. You don't need to go to the site. You don't need to go as a competitor and do the research, which I think we all in the last 15 years have seen that as a change. So AI gives you the right pricing for your product. Is it a premium? Is it a luxury product? What is the competitor selling it at? What is that you can put it at the UI stage, or that's the most famous thing now? And all this, we have seen a drastic change in real estate that we used to take quarters to sell a launch. Today, I think I have my competitors here today who we are sitting on the same platform. We have seen that change where it was 45 days, then there are properties today selling out in days. Like it's sold out. We are rather cutting cake saying sold out very fast. And somewhere this is, the whole thing boils down to the right marketing strategies, the right pricing, and where AI definitely has helped.
Superb. Do you guys all agree? I hear no sound. Okay. Absolutely fantastic. So I think the game is just about to change. And artificial intelligence is going to conquer our industry like never before. It's a very used word, but now there are things that are going to come in that's going to change the game disrupt the industry phenomenally over the next 5 to 8 years. So very well said. Shruti ji, I'll come to you. So Shruti Kaushik Agrawal is the Assistant Vice President Marketing at Tata Realty and Infrastructure. The question that I'm asking you is, what shifts are you seeing in consumer preferences for property features, locations, and amenities? And how are developers responding to these changing demands? But just before you answer, Shruti, and not a joke anymore, I'll talk seriously, but I think one of the big paradigm shifts that we all, real estate stakeholders sitting here, need to bring is that we need to throw out that old adage of location, 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 which has been abused in real estate, and bring innovation, innovation, innovation. So, Shruti ji.
Thank you, Samir. Well, I would still stick to location in the due course when I come to talk about what really, really stands out. However, I think the office park business or the landscape is kind of changing tremendously. We've seen that it's been post the COVID came in, and we've seen a lot happening. It's become more dynamic. The consumer preferences are changing. Occupiers are actually looking at workplace experiences. What more can you offer if we take a space at your campus? And one of the first things they ask is, where is it located? And the reason why is because in this entire country, all tier 1 cities, no matter which region you're from, the traffic is killing. And the first thing actually we get asked is, where is your office park located? So as much as we'd want to say location is not one of the prime or driving factors for them to take up space, it is, apart from the cost. Of course, everything boils down to cost, and then we talk about the amenities. But location is. So what most developers end up doing is taking up space, if available, closer to residential markets. It's easier for them to commute. It gives them better work-life balance. If there is a newer development or a land parcel that we take it, let's say closer to, we take something on if there is a better metro connectivity, or if there is, better public transport connectivity. It kind of helps the employees also to have lesser dependency on their private vehicles. And also, the closer you are to these public transport, the lesser carbon footprint is what leaves. I think as individuals, we've also become very conscious about the carbon footprint we as individuals are leaving. So as much as we may deny it's not location, it is location to some extent. However, when it comes to amenities, there are all kinds of amenities that are needed, whether it is convenience amenities or more engagement-based amenities. And we get asked, is there a creche and is there a gym? And these are the least two amenities that are used, surprisingly. In spite of wellness being a topmost priority today for everybody post-pandemic, but we do ensure that there is all our campuses or most office parks, most developers are looking at having a gym, having a yoga studio, having a meditation center, anything that you can name, we have it. Having futsal court, having a badminton court, and today it's paddle. We are breaking some of our spaces, we're utilizing some of our underutilized spaces, and we're creating a paddle court, which is the new fad that has come in. And I think adding more to this, another amenity that we generally get asked is, how well are your office parks connected from a tech perspective? And this year, we launched our own app, Intellion Plus app, which kind of, you sit at your desk and you order food from the food court that's there in the campus. You just have to go collect it or ask somebody to go collect it on your behalf, sitting right there at your seat. So I think that way we've seen a lot of engagement in our app coming to they utilizing those amenities. We have seen that, and we are able to, when you say track and measure, are these amenities that they ask for, are they actually being utilized? And that was another reason we wanted to start tracking. And we realized the badminton courts, the cricket pitch, or let's say, the shuttle service that we have, or the futsal court that we have, 3 or 4 top most amenities do get used. And there is an overbooking for it. So, these amenities are being used. Employers, organizations that are looking for office parks and they ask for these amenities, there is a valid reason why they're asking for it. And nobody wants a bad food court, everybody loves food. So food is another big amenity that they look for. So we have cafes, breweries, a great food court, you're all set. So developers are making all efforts to just give you an experience that when you're leaving your space, your house, and you're coming to your workplace, what more can you get? When you step out of your office, you're within the campus. We do so many networking and engagement activities just to keep the entire campus lively and fun. Because most of us, there is this level of loneliness that's seeking in because of, access to so much internet, social media. So we've realized there is so much fun that people are looking for within the campus, because once they're back home, maneuvering through that entire traffic, they're exhausted. They don't want to meet any of their friends later. So they kind of really look forward to an engagement here. Yes, oh my God, I spoke so much. Yeah, I must be too passionate about it.
You are. And I will just add to it quickly. In fact, we heard, how many of you were there? You heard Mr. Jaggi Marwa and a lot of other panelists talk about it. Everybody talks about the traffic woes and infrastructure of Bangalore. But I personally think the way the developers in Bangalore are going, both at residential and office spaces of providing every single amenity, the traffic problem will be solved because nobody will travel actually, right? So that should be good, but we'll move on to Mr. Rajagopal ji. I love people who have a G at the back of their name. You have to treat them with respect at all points of time. So, Director and Group CEO at Serene Communities by Columbia Pacific. I think they're doing what is the noble part of the real estate. So my question to you, sir, is with senior living and retirement homes emerging as an asset class, what key trends and consumer expectations are shaping the design and marketing strategies for these projects? And how do developers like you position themselves to tap into a really growing market? And I will add to it, none of us grow old because, none of us stop activity because we grow old. We grow old because we stop activities, right? And that's what you're providing. Please.
I'll start by saying thank you, Samir ji. Yeah, but wonderful to be with you all. And I think Smitha ji mentioned about competitors in this place. I think I'm a collaborator with all of you here because we've understood the space, which is, you mentioned about innovation, right? I think this asset class, and you call this as an alternate asset class, is an emerging asset class. I think I started my career in healthcare and I've also moved into retirement space right now because this is one space where you'll have to start the journey with active seniors and move on to helping them when they are actually not active as well. So the journey is really long and far off, which is about 30, 40 years of span. So you need credible brands to come into this place. So coming back to this concept of retirement homes, I think it's very important to understand the consumer who's actually buying this product, right? From our experience, and we are probably one of the largest players in India right now, and we manage about 10 communities with about 1,700 units under our management, with about 2,500 active seniors already living, with about 12 to 13 projects in pipeline right now across south of India. Right? One of the things we realized is that developers are also realizing the importance of this alternate asset class, and people are willing to invest. But I think one of the things that's holding back from them is who's going to give us insights about this sector, and who is going to run and manage this place once you start the sales and then subsequent commissioning. So from a marketing perspective, I think we have realized the target audience, and we believe that the people who are taking this decision to buy these properties are typically in the age group of, there are two categories. The first category is about mid-50s to mid-60s and 70s, okay? These are the people who actually want to buy a property once they understand the benefits of a retirement home. People have done very well for themselves, and they're not the first-time home buyers. They've already owned 2-3 apartments or homes and villas, etc., but they want to come into a very safe haven. And that's one category of people who, and I would say 70% of them comes under this category. The second category of buyers, I would call them as initial investors. We are seeing a big trend of people in the age group of 40 to 60 willing to put money if there's a great product on the table. So we have also started innovating, and when you mentioned about innovation, I think this just goes beyond designing a space. It also goes into talking about how do you help people to move into this, transition into this space over the period of next 10 or 20 years. So a very deep insight into understanding of the seniors, what they require is something that we carry with us, and that is what we translate in a collaborative model. So there's no competition here. We collaborate with every developer who has the will to actually pursue this as a model, and we have seen this trend catching up very well from, if you look at cities in south of India, of course, Bangalore leads always in terms of innovation and openness to embrace any change that comes across the way. We have seen great changes in Chennai and Pune and Hyderabad as well. Interestingly, even Cochin as a market is caught up right now. And of course, the products are slightly different because you need to do a deeper understanding of what a real consumer is. You go to Chennai as a market, I think the consumer insight is to see how we can give sort of a vegetarian kind of a food kind of a segment. But when you go to Kerala, you talk about it, they won't come and buy a property from you. So it's important to understand. So from a marketing perspective, I would say, and I would agree with Dhruv what you mentioned, I think we realize that it's not one bedroom or just a hoteling kind of a concept. People have made money, lived a great life. So these people want, again, a similar lifestyle. So 2 and 3 bedrooms are doing well. And they come in basically for one thing, in a retirement home. Of course, people like you all here endorse a great product. There's no doubt about the products you all create, right? But they come in there for the services that is going to be sustained over a period of time. So the innovation in the real estate sector is to show how we can collaborate with operators like us, where that is where we come in as a collaborator, where we provide design concept to the developers and also help them in selling and marketing, because we have to stand up for you all and speak for the product, which is a 30-year product, and then of course operate and manage the place.
Super. I think that was summed up beautifully. Thank you so much, Gopalji. And by calling me G, you are trying to build up your next client, right? Okay. But Kranti, we'll come to you. Kranti Alladi, is the CSMO of Concord Group, a well-known real estate developer. Sir, we understand in personal life it's extremely important now, but how critical is social media in today's real estate marketing strategies? The reason I say in personal life is just about a couple of weeks back, for 4 or 5 days, I didn't post on Facebook. And one of my friends from college called me up and the only question was, Zinda hai ki mar gaya? So that's how important it has become. But are platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn generating qualified leads effectively? We would like to understand from you.
Thank you, Samir. Thank you for the question, and thank you everyone for having me here. It is very important. It is your extension to your existence, if I may say. Just to add a few data, on an average social media user spends 2.6 hours a day. That's the usage time of every social media user in India. I'm talking to Indian stats, all right? So looking at that, 53% of these people are looking for truth through these social media platforms. They are searching for something that they want to know the facts. So there is a truth finding for 53% of people using social media in this. So why do people do that? Why is everybody behaving this way? What are they searching for? We are searching for everything. It's just not about only real estate. And social media platforms have actually transformed, especially in real estate, because it's now enabling us to create that so-called what we were all searching for, that customer experience we always used to cliche talk about, right? Now, that topic, we are able to build storylines better. We are able to communicate these stories better to those audiences in the way, method, and the language that people want to listen to, all right? And also the time at which they want to listen to hear you, right? The traditional lead management was, 40% of your leads that are generated are R&R, 15% get connected, you have a 4 or 5% saying call back. So these are your traditional ones. Why do people behave or do that? Is for the fact that it is not that they're not interested, it's just that that is not the right time to. So social media enables us to engage them at the choice and time they wish to see you. And today you see we are all driven by Meta. Most of us, there's nothing that anybody in this room or anybody, I would love to see somebody who's not using a Meta product. So things have been very influential, and yes, in terms of lead generation and engagement, like I said, it's because of the content that we are able to create. I was just looking at a few stats last month, and it said 20% of video engagement, the Reels videos, customer engagement has gone up by 20% to a traditional static images or even any kind of messages that you're doing. Why are we able to do that? It is because of storytelling, a better way of communicating. So I strongly believe social media is here to stay, is an extension part of our daily lives. And that's the best platform to engage today to an audience, and especially in real estate.
Wow. Very, very well said. I think we've had a one round with all of them. I forgot to mention something to all the panelists. Sapna and Tripti from Realty Plus, they had told me that if we overshoot time, they will take extra sponsorship from all the panelists. So we'll have to move a little quicker on the next round of questions. I'll come randomly. Rohan, how important is educational content in building credibility and trust with potential buyers? And do you see content marketing as a long-term strategy in real estate?
Thanks for the question. So basically, content is moved into digital, and the beauty of digital is that content can be shown in different modes. So it could be a PR article, it could be an influencer video on Instagram, it could be some kind of a testimonial on YouTube. So content marketing is definitely the most important thing for brand upliftment. And it's more so when when a third person is talking about it. It's not always the brand who has to talk about itself. So in Instagram, we have a lot of influencers, some formal, some quite informal, talking about projects, and that really builds up that really helps in increasing the CTRs by probably 30-40%. That also helps in getting much more leads to us. And also PR is quite good. So on the open web, if you put more and more news articles about the company, about the kind of sales, about the kind of projects, that really influences customers to kind of fill a form and then kind of do a site visits. So it's quite important in the journey of customer acquisition.
Fabulous. Would you all agree on content marketing? Great. Shruti ji, I'm coming to you with the next question, changing this a little bit. With a growing emphasis on sustainability, are buyers genuinely considering eco-friendly and sustainable real estate options? And when developers are making this, how are they marketing these properties?
Thank you, Samir, for the question, and I will stick to my 3 minutes in this one. Well, we've realized that sustainability is no more a boardroom discussion. It is more of action on ground. And when it comes to action on ground, what we really mean that today every organization knows what kind of carbon footprint or what kind of environmental changes that are happening and that can impact severely. And they are making all conscious efforts to have their own sustainability program in place. So when they come to any developer for taking up space, they are driven by their Now, sustainability is a part of your larger ESG goal. So, having said that, how has your organization, and these are all mostly global organizations that we have, what kind of an ESG goal have you kind of structured? What are those sustainability parameters that you comply with? Is the developer that you are taking up space with, does their sustainability agenda or their goals align with yours? And we've done it. We signed a particular client based on the kind of goals that they had set, what kind of goals we had set. We aligned and we came up with a fantastic offering. And yes, it does help. Now, when it comes to taking up space, or rather marketing, I think, I personally feel, firstly, sustainability or let's say ESG needs to form a part of your larger brand narrative. It should be in your DNA, your brand DNA. It cannot be just because everybody is talking about the air quality in your projects or the energy saving that you're doing. And in fact, we come from the construction sector, wherein I think 30 to 40% of carbon emissions are by our own industry, which is talking. So I think more to do as marketers, we need to align on the larger understanding of how do you want to have your sustainability story narrated. Have it a part of your entire communication plan. And it's not a one-time job. It has to resonate again and again through your communication, through your storytelling. Educate I think one thing which is very important is, when we talk about sustainability, the first thing people say, I am doing things in sustainability, I am cleaning the lake, and I am planting trees. No, there is more to it. Educate people on what exactly is sustainability and what little measures can you do to make a change. And of course, with the newer generation, the Gen Zs coming, they are extremely aware of what the environment is going through. They are making extremely conscious choices in if they're buying a product or they are, even if it's an experience that they're taking, they're making conscious decisions. So I think while we all have our LEED and our WELL certifications, and we are talking about our amenities or the project features, water conservation, air purity, etc. It's there. We're talking about it through our storyline. But I think if you really want to have this make a better impact, every person in an organization should be aware what your organization's sustainability goals are and what are you doing. So today, if a security guard at the entrance is aware that I've been told to kind of limit this and I will do this, which means right from your bottom to your top management, everybody is a part of it. That's the only way the true marketing will come out, because it's resonating across the entire organization. I was sweet and crisp and short.
Superb. Thank you so much. In fact, it's something so important for all of us to learn on sustainability and not use it like a byword anymore and implement it. So thank you so much. Smitha ji, next question is for you. And I see the question popping up is on finance, which is not my favorite subject. I have to tell this story. In the pandemic, I ended up buying an expensive car. And the business became very, very bad. And I couldn't pay the EMI loans. And right after the pandemic, these bank goons came and took the car away from me. And that's when I remember I asked them, if I knew this is how the process of finance works, I would have taken a marriage loan too, But that's on the lighter front again. What are the alternative financing options and flexible payment plans affecting the buyer interests and decisions today? And are these tools becoming standard in marketing new properties? Thank you, Smitha.
For some odd reason, I always end up laughing at your joke before I start talking. And that's again now, you connect everything to marriage, and then I have men sitting everywhere, and I'm the woman sitting here. So
it's about the spouses, so it changes. It's
so I'm always on the other side. The alternative financing options, according to me, definitely is influencing the real estate buyers, the new buyers, in fact, the first time buyers, because you don't need to look at what is the financial crunch you're going to put in and what is happening. So it could be today we have, though that segment for me at Vajram, what my experience has been in the last 8 years is that I haven't seen that actually influencing on a larger scale, but I will say 20% of the buyers are, else people still prefer, because it's end users are about 70%, they still like going with the construction link plan, and that's like a safety and the more secured way of their investment. For the millennials, what I have seen post-COVID, because we've been talking so much, which has changed, everything has changed after COVID. Emotionally, people wanted a bigger house, they want their families to stay together. I have seen this giving that leverage for everyone to make a choice and buy their home. NBFC is giving, extended EMI options, though there are its own asterisks which are hidden in the marketing per se when we speak. There are asterisks which are there, but yes, there is a lot of affordability which is coming to the market, and people taking the risk of buying a home, because end of it, India, ghar to chahiye. So yes, this is definitely helping all the buyers. Thank you. Samir, I think we are done. Samir ji. Next question.
Thank you. Sorry. Dhruba, I think we're coming to the next question here. So, looking ahead, what are the next big trends in real estate and marketing in India? And how should developers and agents prepare for these shifts?
Thank you so much once again. I think I'll be a little quicker on this, though it's an extremely vast area of interest, as well as I think what we're looking forward is a very, very interesting times ahead. Some of the few things that I would like to touch upon on this, which I clearly see whilst Govind came and presented, and I think he's working on something which is what we will see in the near future. Rohan and team all already setting up various kind of platforms, which is something which we will be seeing, which Rohan also touched upon in terms of the data that we gather. I think one of the biggest aspect or biggest thing that we all need to work on today is to ensure that we keep collecting as much rich data that is possible from our consumers. It's only that data that we collect, and we collect data in lakhs and lakhs every month. There's endless, but if we do not keep our data clean, we do not collect rich data from the consumers, there are so many more things which will start affecting us in the near future, which we need to prepare. One of the biggest things that we are seeing in terms of what is improving from a marketing perspective is it's about nurturing the leads that we have. It's about personalization. It's about how the CDP platform is going to work. All of these things has to happen only if we have a very, very good data to sit at. Otherwise, we will be failing in terms of getting the third-party data is going to dry out very soon. Whatever we build on it is only from that perspective. Second is, again, I think we should be conscious of the fact of how the consumers are changing. We touched upon in terms of the sustainability thing. I think it's very, very serious topic, and more and more consumers, even if they are not being extremely vocal at this point in time, is something which people are considering as must-have in any of the developments. That is something which is again becoming a big, and as a developer, it is our responsibility to ensure that we should bring in our products itself. I think the other part is as well, like what we are seeing is how do we build a very rich community from the overall fraternity of partners as well. I think that is again something which is becoming extremely big, because the feet on the street that is required to reach out to the customers, how we bond with the channel partners and take them along in terms of from a sales perspective. I think that is something that we'll see big. And finally, I think one more aspect, continuing on this, the way that the consumers are becoming as much more digitally savvy as well as friendly, I think it's very important to be bring about a complete change and complete digitization from end to end. And I think that adaptability will really bring in more efficiency in the entire organizations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dhruba. That was absolutely very, very well summed up. I think we are absolutely run out of time, so I'll request the other two panelists to sort of give a very quick reply to the questions. Kranti, I'll come to you. Will sales marketing evolve as a further specialized arena, or will developers outsource it fully and more to the in-house specialist teams to be built to handle it? You know, the question is whether there is more in-house teams or whether it will be outsourced, and I'm sure a lot of realtors sitting here would be very interested in your view on this.
Thank you, Samir. I'll keep it quite short. It's going to be a hybrid. It's about are you able to sustain an in-house team for over a period of time is going to be the answer. There's no right or wrong answer for this, but yes, if you're having an in-house team, then you should be able to sustain it and feed it. The C in our marketing, the cost in our marketing has to be able to be carried, because again, I'll come back to that storytelling and communicating your brand. What is that you stand for, or what is that you want to communicate is going to sustain. Yes, if you are able to pay for it, then you should have an in-house team for sure. But again, that does not dissuade us from engaging specific domain skill sets across outsourcing, right? You have specific people with specific domains, and we cannot have everything in-house. So it's going to be a hybrid model that's going to sustain, especially in real estate.
Very well said. Very well said. Thank you. Rajagopal, last questions to you. What challenges do you foresee in integrating the senior care and age tech solutions into senior living facilities? And how does the collaboration between developers and operators, again, impact and ensure sustainable and impactful outcomes for the asset class?
Well, thank you so much. I think I will probably rephrase the question to say, what are the product insights that we are having from a marketing perspective, which is going to help everybody here? I think there are two important things I want to share. One of the stuff, whether it is retirement homes or even normal living, I think one of the trends I think would come into foray is services element. I think as we go along, the concept of club, serviced houses, apartments, etc., is something that's going to come in the future, I think. People like us are pioneers in that space in terms of already servicing a class of people, which are seniors and retired folks, so on, so forth. I think that's one important trend that we are seeing, which is an opportunity for us. The other one I think is, of course, a real estate player would always want to sell a product, right? But from a consumer perspective, one of the things that I am picking up is probably in the next decade to come, you may have to roll out products which is a combination of sale and lease. So how do you actually make a viable product, given the problem in terms of low returns in terms of residential units, but there are viable products that can come out in our way. So I think these are the two important insights I want to actually flip around and say a great opportunity. And to answer your question of how we collaborate, I think we provide certain sector-specific insights, work with them to make sure that the product is built well, sold well, and subsequently managed and maintained well. Because the life of this project is not 3 years, but it's going to be 30 years, 40 years.
So I think we are done with our time, and dot in 50 minutes actually. That was the time allocated to us. I'll take 2 minutes more and add a new dimension instead of just summing up the whole thing, because you've seen a paradigm shift. But at the end of the day, all of them, besides being stalwarts and investopeedias of real estate, are also humans. So quick, rapid fire, fun questions for you. One word answers. Kranti, if you want in real estate, what would you be doing? Quick.
I'd be selling.
You'll be selling. Great. Shruti, tea or coffee during negotiations?
Coffee.
Coffee. That's not somebody's cup of tea. Okay. What's AI in real estate? Game changer or overhyped? Rahul?
I think it's a game. It's definitely a game changer.
Game changer. Ma'am, do hashtags really sell houses?
The right hashtags.
The right hashtags. Great. Dhruba, one word to describe Indian real estate.
I think it's the best time to be in real estate. Best time at.
Super. Last one to you. If real estate ads were always honest, what's the tagline you'll use for overpriced apartments?
That's a tough one, but I say if Columbia Pacific is there, please buy it.
Wonderful. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Give the
Thank you so
panelists a great round of applause.
Thank you so much. What a fascinating panel indeed. I'll request all of you to kindly please wait on stage. I'll request Mr. Gokul Shirur, Director, Sales and Marketing, South Asia, Experian, to kindly join me over here on stage and hand over the token of appreciation to all of them over here. What a fascinating panel indeed. Rapid fire bhi khela sir ne, to please rapid wala tali zor se bajaiye everybody for the spirit, the warmth, the aura that he brought to the table. Thank you. And I think as a host, I've picked up a few punchlines from sir. Huh? Coffee is not everyone's cup of tea. Wow. I'm going to be stealing that line very soon. Hopefully in a show where sir will not be watching. Thank you so much. On that note, can we please do a group photo? All of you over here at the front, if I may request. Thank you. Over here at the front. Let the tables be hidden. You all are the view. एक और बार जोर से ताली हो जाए please for this panel. Wow, fantastic. Fire, angar in the true sense of the term. Thank you so much, sir.